My screen visible, Vaishnavi? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, okay, good, thank you. So today's topic is session tracking. Okay, why session tracking? Actually, session means time period, and because we are using HTTP, and HTTP is a stateless, means we cannot store the data permanently. So for this purpose, we use session tracking. Through the session tracking, we can store the data, and if we have need that data, we can get it. Okay, so there are four ways to perform the session tracking. Like first, HTTP session. Second is a cookies. Third is a URL rewriting. And fourth is a hidden form field. Okay, so through these four ways we can store the data temporarily in a session, and if we have need, we can access it. Like suppose uh, last session we have done the request dispatcher. To the request dispatcher we can transfer the data of request and response from one servlet to another servlet. Same as we can use HTTP session, cookies, URL rewriting, hidden forfeit. Mostly we use cookies and HTTP session. Okay, HTTP session we will also use in further classes, like in Spring we will also use HTTP session. So must we know what is the HTTP session and cookies. Okay, so in Servlet, HTTP session is an interface, and we can save the value in the reference of HTTP session and we can get it. So what is the process of it? So actually suppose we have multiple servlet, like 1, 2, 3 and 4 suppose, and user transfer the data in demo servlet, but we have need in another servlet, like there is a test servlet, there is a display servlet or any other servlet. Okay, home servlet. Okay, and we want to transfer the data from demo to test, so we can use request dispatcher. Okay, suppose you have need a display also want to the data of request and response, so we will transfer that value to the request dispatcher, and we can transfer to data display. But here we have a session. Actually, when we will send a request to server, so server, how to identify you? Suppose my system suppose we want to send a request from my system to internet server. So how to identify a internet server to my client machine? So for this purpose, actually, when we will send a request from web browser to internet server, so internet server generate a unique session ID, okay, for a particular web browser or for a particular client. Okay, so server identify that client through that session ID. So if we will save that value in the session ID, okay, so we can access, so any servlet can easily access that value from the session ID. So through the HTTP session, we try to save the data in the session ID. If we have need on any servlet, we can directly call from the session ID. Okay, so actually that is the concept of HTTP session. So first of all, we will save the values, the data in the session ID and on any servlet. We have not need to transfer from one servlet to another servlet. That's it. Data is already saved on the session ID. If you have need that data, so we can call from directly from the session ID through the HTTP session. Okay. So now I'm going to create the example of this. So suppose we have a project. Here this is the first page, and from here we are trying to transfer username and password. Okay, and in demo we receive the data. Okay, stored in USR and basis, and check if condition is true. So it shows the output welcome and other. If condition is false, so it will show incorrect username or password. Okay, so yeah, we are performing same operation in different ways. So now I'm going to use HTTP session. So currently I'm going to execute this example. Okay, it's working. Here we can input the username and password and click on login. Welcome, it's working, no problem. But same thing I'm going to use in different ways. So at the place of display these values, we are going to save this value in the session, and if we have need anytime we have need of that data, we can directly call from the session ID. Okay, so for this purpose I am going to delete this. So if condition is true, then request dispatcher rd is equal to request dot get request dispatcher. Specify here currently I am going to call index.html. Okay, and rd dot include. In last example we used forward, but currently we are going to use include method. Okay, same as if condition is false, so request same thing, but we want to show different message, like here out dot print login successfully. I am calling index.html and same as here incorrect username or password. Okay, now I'm going to execute it and check it is proper working or not. Here admin at that 123, click on login and you can see this login successfully. If here we will input wrong username password, then incorrect username or password. So it's working properly. Okay, we can change the, like suppose this is H4. Okay, so here at the place of this I'm going to save this value of password and username in the session ID. For this purpose we use http session is equal to request dot get session. Okay, after that session dot set attribute and we can specify the name, like suppose here I have declared username and the value is USR. Okay, same as we can save the another value session dot set attributes and here the variable name is password and the value is basis. So the value of username and password we got from the user end and we save in the session. So for this purpose http session is equal to request.get session, get the session. After that we can save this value with a variable name. So here variable name is username and value is USR contain the username. Same as password is a new variable and value basis contain the value of password. Okay, so I have declared here session, we save this value. So here we can change the message, like suppose here I declare here values saved in session. Okay, save this file and now I'm going to execute it again. Okay, here this is for admin and that is a password and click on login. Okay, value saved in session. Okay, it's very simple. First of all I transfer the value, user send input the value and click on login, then this value transfer from the front end to back end with Servlet get these values and save in the variable USR and PSS. After that we can check it USR dot equal to admin and password equal to admin dot at the rate 123. If condition is true, so we will save this value in the session and it will show the message on the index.html. If condition is false, then it will show a message incorrect username or password. Okay, after that suppose we have need of these values on any servlet. So for this purpose I am going to create another servlet. Okay, suppose we have another servlet, name is a display. So click on new, then click on other. Okay, and type here servlet, click on servlet Click on next, and here we can specify any name. Suppose here name is display. So click on next. This is a URL. Through this URL we can call the display servlet. Then click on next, and here I remove the selection of do post, and currently I am going to use do get. Click on finish. Okay. Now suppose we want to show the value. So first of all we have need the values of session. So for this purpose again we use HTTP session is equal to request dot get session, and here we can specify here false. Okay, because we are not going to create a new session. At the place of this we want to access last session. So here session dot get attributes. Okay, and I have declared a variable name that is a username. Okay, so it will return a value, a string type value. We can save in a variable like suppose user. Okay, and here it's showing error, so we have need to typecast in a string. Okay, so we want to typecast the value of username in a string. Same thing, we can get the value of password. So here I have declared another value pass and string session dot get attributes and password. Okay, and suppose we want to show these values, so we have need a dynamic page. So I have already used we can use print writer of is equal to response dot get writer and out dot print. Here we can create a HTML body. We are trying to create a page, and here like h4 username plus user plus h4, same as we can print out dot print h4 password plus okay, and now we are going to end the page. Okay, so here we are trying to print the value of username password that is already safe in the session. So in this servlet here I am trying to get the values from the session. So first of all here create HTTP session, get the session. After that I am trying to get the value from the session. So for this purpose here we are using session dot get attribute, and here I have declared the variable name. This variable we have already declared here in last servlet. Okay, username and password. So same variable, through this variable we are trying to call the value of username and password, and save in the another variable user and pass, and here we are trying to print the value of user and pass. Okay, Now I am going to execute it. So for this purpose I am going to but we have need to call this page, this servlet. So for this purpose here I am going to create another link is href is equal to the name of servlet is a display and here session data. Okay, so through this link we are calling the display servlet and trying to display the value of session. Okay, so now I am going to try to execute it. So for this purpose run on the server. Here you can see this home page and session data. So here we can put anything like admin and admin at the rate 123 and click on login. Okay, values saved in the session. Suppose we want to get the value from the session, so click on session data and you can see this username is admin, password is equal to admin at that 123. If you want to, here it is fixed for admin and admin 123, but suppose we want to save any data in the HTTP session. So for this purpose we can remove this, we have not need to check it. Okay, so for this purpose we can remove this. Okay, so we can input any values and save in the HTTP session. Okay, here we are not checking the values. Okay, again I am going to check it. So for this purpose again I am going to execute it. Okay, and here input Raja and Rani and click on login. Value saved in the session. Click on session. You can see the username is Raja and password is equal to Rani. So we can save any data in the session and when we have need of that data we can get from the session. So we have not need to transfer from one page to another page. We can save this data in the session and when we have need we can access it from the session. Okay, so it's very simple. First of all we can transfer this value from the front end, then we can get the values and create the object of HTTP session and put the value with a variable name in the session through the set attributes. Okay, after that it is only for calling the index.html page. Okay, for storing only I am using HTTP session. If we have need to get the values, so for this purpose again we will get the session and through the get attribute we can get the values through that variable and after that we can print on the screen on the web browser. Okay, hello, it's okay. Any doubt, any queries? Anyone is there? Hello.
Yes, sir.
It's okay. Gayatri.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And where is Karthik?
Don't know, sir.
Okay, and Nidhi is also absent, I think. Okay, suppose same thing, we have another way, that is a cookies. Okay, so in cookies we can save the data permanently in the web browser. In HTTP session we can save the values in the session ID, but in cookies we can save the values in the web browser to the cookies. HTTP session is an interface and cookies is a class. Okay, but there are two types of cookies. One is called non non persistent cookie, and second is a persistent cookie. Means cookie non the data of non persistent cookie is not permanent. It's only for one session. Okay, like suppose you can log in a your email ID, you can save that value in the username and password, and after logout it will remove from the memory. So cookies, there are two types of cookies. If you want to save the data in web browser, so we use cookies. If you want to save the data in the HTTP session ID, so we use HTTP session. But if you want to save the data in web browser, so we use cookies. Cookies is class and HTTP session is a interface. Okay, so there are two types of cookies, non-persistent cookies and persistent cookies. Non-persistent cookies means we can use only for single session, and persistent cookies we can use their data in multiple sessions. So if you suppose you want to save the data permanently in the web browser, so we can use persistent cookies. Okay, so we are going to create a simple thing like this. HTTP session, we are going to create example of cookies. In cookies, cookies is a class. So here you use here cookie, and you can specify the name of object of reference of cookie. Okay, after that new cookie, and here you can specify a variable name. Okay, and after that you can specify a value. Okay, but we want to save this value in the web browser. So for this purpose we use response dot add cookie and specify the cookie name here. So now we can save this cookie in the web browser through the response. Okay, so if you want to create a cookie, so this is very simple. You can, because cookie is a class, so here you can specify here cookie. You can specify the object of cookie's name equal to new cookie and specify a variable name and values. Okay, we can save only string type of value in cookies. Okay, in HTTP session we can store any type of values, but in cookie we can save only string type of values. After that we can save this cookie in the web browser. For this purpose we use response.add cookie and specify the object of cookies. Okay, suppose you want to fetch the record, fetch the all these values. So actually we can save any value in the cookies. So it may be possible there is a lot of cookies. Okay, so how to get it? For this purpose we have made a array, and through this array we can like suppose here we can create a array of cookie is equal to request dot get cookies. Okay, so it will return the all cookies that is already saved in the web browser. and it will save in the array of cookie. Okay, then after that we can use loop and we can fetch the all values from the cookies. So cookies dot get name, through the get name we can get the name of cookie, and through the get value we can get the value of cookies. Okay, same as if you want to delete a cookies, so we can use same operation for deletion of a cookie. Suppose you want to delete the value of cookies, so for this purpose here at the place of this, here this is the here cookie name, space as cookie name, and the place of value we will save space. Okay, after that here we can set like city dot set max edge, and here specify here 0, means the life of this cookie is 0 second. So after that we can set this cookie in the web browser through the response. So this, because here I have to save null value or space, so this cookie will be deleted. Okay, if you want to here get the all the cookies, so for this purpose we use request dot get cookies and get the all values safe in the cookies, and this is a array of cookie, so we can fetch the all values from this array. So these are the some way to access the cookies. Okay, so first of all we will save these cookies and then we will try to fetch the record from the cookies. Okay, so for this purpose I am going to use same example here. So here we are using to save the value in the session, same as I am going to make it comment. Okay, and create cookie. We can specify a name of cookie, and here we can specify a name like username, comma, value is a USR. Okay, same as after that we will add this cookie in the web browser. For this purpose we have a method named add cookie and specify here name of object. Okay, and here we have need of to import this, set this file. Okay, after that same as we can create another cookie ck1 ck2, you can specify any name of this object. After that cookie specify here password, and here you can specify the value places contain the value of password. After that we can save this value to the response dot add cookie, and the name of the cookie object is ck2. Okay, after that we want to show the message on the browser. So here after this show the message like value saved in cookies. Okay, file save. If you want to access same values in another page, for this purpose again I am going to open display page and make it comment, and now I am going to use cookies. So for this purpose first of all make a cookie array is equal to request dot get cookies. It will return the all cookies. Okay, and import it. After that, we want to get the all cookies. So for this purpose, we use loop for. You can use for each as you like. You can use any loop and try to access the value of cookies. So here I am going to use I is equal to 0, I less than ck dot length and I plus plus. Okay, now I am trying to print the access the all values. So for this purpose, yes, okay, so we can here, okay, and these two lines we can use here. Okay, so first here I'm going to declare here cookie name, and second cookie value, and here I'm going to, for separation I'm using HR, and here ck, that is a array name, and here I dot get name. Okay, it will return the name of cookie, and same as ck I dot get value, and save this file. Now again I am going to try to access it. So first of all, here I set the value in cookies for this purpose. You can see this. First of all, create the object of cookie. Okay, and that object add in the response, same as we create another object and add in the response. Okay, after that we have need of these values, so we are calling require get cookies, or it will return the all cookies that is already saved in the web browser. And here for int I is equal to 0, through the, because it safe in the array, so same we use for loop and access to this array, and array dot get name, it will return the value of cookie name, and it will return the value of that cookie. Okay, now I am going to try to execute it. So for this purpose, open web browser and refresh it. It's already showed you the values. So here, see this, and again execute fresh it. Okay, for this purpose, where is this? Index, copy this, run on server, set this file and the server. So here we can input anything like admin the 1 2 3, click on login, save value saved in cookie, click on session, and you can see this. cookie name and values. Cookie name is username, value is admin, cookie name is password, and value is admin at 123. Okay, so we can save because we are working on HTTP protocol, and HTTP protocol is a sessionless, uh, stateless protocol. We cannot save anything permanently. So if you want to save the data of your object uh, temporary anywhere, so we can use in HTTP session, we can use cookies, we can use URL rewriting, we can use hidden form feed. Through these procedure we can save the data in the session, and if you have need of these value we can call it. So here the last example is for HTTP session. Okay, so we can transfer this value, after that get the value of the object of session and put the value in the session ID. Same as we can create the object of cookies and add in the response, and when we have need of the data we can use it. We can get the cookies and we can get the values. Okay, now I'm going to share this data on your LMS. Please try to create this example.